but in fact, I'm depressed. I tell people I'll be fine tomorrow, but tomorrow I'll become more and more depressed. It is the touching story behind a smile of many medical students. So, honorable judges and respected audience and my fellow colleagues and delegates, my study is about depression and suicidal thought among Bangladeshi medical students and associated factors. I am Dr. Tonmoy Biswas from Faridpur Medical College Hospital, Bangladesh. May I ask to the students there, is there anybody who can claim that he or she has never been depressed after entering medical school? And I think there is no one. So depression in medical school, you are not alone. Recent data shows that in the recent meta-analysis, more than 1/4 of medical students are depressed worldwide and 11% of the students have suicidal thought. In the United States alone, about 400 physicians commit suicide each year. And 85% of the depressed students do not seek any medical treatment, though they know that they have depression. So what could be the cause? Is it academic performance or more studies with year? Is it living place or any chronic disease? Or it can be depression before medical school or family history of depression. Or any other cause that you don't know. It can cause depression. And depression, when it rises above the level higher, it can cause suicidal thought. That is our natural perception we can assume. So, the study objective was to know the prevalence of clinical depression among the Bangladeshi medical students and the prevalence of suicidal thought among them, the association between depressive level and suicidal thought, and possible factors behind depression and suicidal thought. What the method I used? It was a descriptive cross-sectional correlational study conducted between May 2015 to July 2015 in the medical colleges of Bangladesh through online. The minimal estimated sample was 384 by single proportion formula, but we could collect at least 455 sample of data. Ethical measures were taken by written and verbal consent, and questionnaire consisted of demographic and back depression inventory. Data analysis was done by SPSS version 21. This is a sample of the depression scale by back depression inventory. Every question has a lowest score 0 and highest score 3. So for 21 questions, the score range is 0 to 63. And Dr. Beck categorized it in his inventory in different categories from minimal, mind mood disturbance, borderline, moderate to extreme. So here come the results. We found about 64% of the medical students are clinically depressed. We can see that normal is 18.2% and mind mood disturbance is 17.28%. It is not actually the depression. Depression starts from here, and we can see that extreme depression is about 9.9%. The percentage of medical students who have suicidal thought. 18.7% have suicidal thought only after entering medical school. 6.4% only before medical school, and 9.5% have suicidal thought both and after entering the medical school. That constituted 28.8% medical students have the suicidal thought after. So we also wanted to sort out some risk factors behind the depression, and we found that gender and academic performance and depression before medical school, and the intake of antidepressant was significant according to the statistics, and the p-value was less than 0.05. And we also sorted out some risk factors behind the suicidal thought. The risk factors were nearly same for the depression and the suicidal thought. Only the current period of the study was only related with the suicidal thought. It was not related with the depression. So that's what we found at last. The depression usually causes the suicidal thought. The level of depression rises, and also it causes suicidal thought with it. So I wanted to make a model of the association. Here we can see that female gender low academic performance, past history of depression, intake of antidepressant as a negative factor affect the clinical depression, and clinical depression affects suicidal thought significantly. High academic, and these four factors also affect the suicidal thought directly, and high academic theoretic study only affect the suicidal thought. It has no relation with the depression. I have a short literature review, and in our study we found that 64% prevalence rate of depression. In the recent studies in 2012 in Gujarat or West Bengal, it was 64 and 45%. In China it was nearly similar to our study. In the United States, Malaysia, Brazil, all were above 33%. So here comes my conclusion. About 64% medical students are clinically depressed and 28% have suicidal thought. Females are more vulnerable to depression and suicidal thought. Low academic performance and previous history of depression provoke depression and suicidal thought. Intake of antidepressant reduce depression and suicidal thought. Depression and suicidal thought increase with academic years. Seniors are more vulnerable than juniors. The more depression level rises, the more suicidal thought develops. Depression rate in Bangladesh is quite similar with the medical students of all other countries. I want to finish by a famous quote by Mahatma Gandhi. First, for the medical student, first they will ignore you, then they will laugh at you, then they will fight with you, but at last eventually you will win. So I have a personal suggestion for the medical student that set an aim, and whatever comes in your way, deal with it with positivity, patience, and persistence. So eventually you will succeed and your depression will be driven away. Thank you, judges, for your kind patience.